Hello, hello
Coyg.
everyone, and welcome to the trip. And I forgot to sync my earbuds to my laptop, and they've just turned themselves off because of course I did. Because of course I did. Do excuse me, but you are joined by me, Mr. Tom. You are joined by my main man Spencer, my other main man Alonso Spencer, and yeah, Spencer, the one above. Please, what are your immediate thoughts, sir, on the weekend's events?
Well, I hope everybody had a great weekend. I know I had a fantastic weekend. Excuse me. Well, I ended up going to a hockey game this weekend. The Broncos had a good draft, and Arsenal beat Spurs and got all 3 points. And that's all that matters. We got all 3 points. It's against a rival, so I don't care how it happens. Just make it happen. And other than that, I'm happy to be here, and thanks for inviting me, as always, Gary.
Yeah. I'm definitely Gary. You can, especially, I'm more similar now that I'm in the dark, I suppose. But wait, what? Wait, what? Did I really say no? Gary, right now, Gary's going. What? What are you doing? Anyway, sorry. What?
He
My
knew what he
mistake.
signed up for.
He did. He did. You don't ask Tom to host things and not expect to be insulted within 14 seconds of it starting. Alonso, same question to you, sir. Describe your weekend.
My
How can
weekend was
you
pretty
interpret that
good.
question?
I worked on Saturday and was able to watch Ryan Truex win the Xfinity race at Dover, which was pretty impressive. Given the fact that he's now won twice in a row there at that track. And then on Sunday, I saw Arsenal beat Spurs, though at times it was nervy. We got the win, and Martin Truex Jr. finished third at Dover, which is not bad considering. Anyway, yeah, so it was a good sports weekend. The Phillies won. Right, so the Sixers lost, obviously, but that's all right. Whatever. The Eagles had a good draft, better than the Broncos, I would say. So right, so yeah, it was all good fun.
Based
But
on
yeah,
what? That was shots fired. So explain yourself, sir. Why have you had a better draft than than the Denver Broncos?
so in my opinion, we got two American cornerbacks, which is pretty awesome. Given the fact that one was supposed to go higher than the other one. And we drafted for want, not need. We need a linebacker. We got the legendary Jeremiah Trotter's son from Clemson, which I'm sure Spencer is very happy about as well, I guess. But yeah, it was a great draft. Very impressed how Howie does it again, and very impressed. So yeah. Anyway, I'm sure the
All
Broncos
right.
had a great
So
draft as well.
okay, cool.
Like I said,
So
so here's the thing about the NFL draft. You'll find out 3 years from now. Like what you found out Saturday tells you nothing. It's what they do 3 years from now. So, and the NFL draft is basically hope. It sells you hope.
it is. I always. Oh no, sorry. I was about to say it like it's my opinion. It's not. I've read. Obviously, um, I read the occasional article on the Athletic. You can't read everything on there because it's practically infinite. I mean, it's not, but anyway. What I was going to say, like someone basically said, it's a crapshoot of people that all convince themselves convince their employer that they have the Midas touch through a
Hmm.
variety of metrics, and all those metrics are all basically bollocks. But because it can all be undone, right, by outside factors.
Hmm.
Like you don't know if your star quarterback has got a secret alcohol addiction. I mean, you're supposed to, but you don't know if he's going to develop that when you hand him his massive contract. that's obviously an extreme example, but
an accurate one.
Yeah, like well, I'll say yeah, I know for a fact, but I imagine there will be a situation that entered your head about your team and your team where you thought you were getting a finished article or something like that, based on how they're built up. And then
I'll
you get
give
Ryan
you.
Leaf.
I'll give you an example here. The 2021 class for the Denver Broncos, none of them are on the roster today. So, I mean, at the end of the day, the draft matters, and you have to draft the right people. But this is the first step of the process. They have to show up for OTAs, training camp. They have to hit the ground running, expectation level. Now you're not in college anymore. You're not getting your hand held anymore. Now you have all these worldly influences because you potentially be a millionaire. Not everybody comes out and makes millions of dollars, but there's temptations, and it's not easy, man. So now it's a big boy time. It's time for you to shit or get off the pot, as they say.
Something I always felt is true for any sport is that you can never truly account for what will happen when you give a young human being, or in this case, a young man, a lot of money. You can never account for what will happen. You can hope that they'll try to earn that, but in a lot of cases, you're giving them the guaranteed money, or a portion of it that they're like, all right, I'm set for life, regardless of what happens. But anyway, I just want to say hello to BX Gunner. Hello, welcome everyone. We got a name. Have we got a movie as well to go with that? Okay. The Three Amigos ain't a movie, is it?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is a movie. Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you for that. Yeah. So I do have a question for you all, though. Genuine question. What colour is North London?
It's definitely red today.
Red.
Okay.
No question.
Because the correct answer apparently it's red. Apparently, it's red. So, and again, the match that determined once and for all who is the greatest club in North London out of Spurs and Arsenal. Lads, it's Tottenham. That's all you need. It's all the team taught you need to beat them. And that's what happened. Oh, and bonus, obviously. I managed to find Ben White undoing the goalkeeper's glove.
Ben White up to shithousery again.
Yeah. He's Bielsa would be rolling over in his grave if he was dead and saw that. He'd be like, I didn't teach you to do that, Ben. But there you go. Ben Wizzy, yeah. I was a bit I'm not his biggest fan anymore. Did you know a celebrity Arsenal fan would be thrilled for this? Anne Hathaway. This is my football club. I love this football club. He's genuinely an Arsenal fan.
I saw that whoever did that Photoshop did a horrendous job. I did do it on my own, but I didn't know how people would feel if I was to put an image of a person over our cameraman, and how people would feel about that. So I kept it private.
Harry.
Hello to the Canterbury Gooner, who, as we know him as Riddy. Hello, how you doing?
Okay.
And look, it's the Stag. It's Sam Greenwood.
Sam the Stag Greenwood.
Rex. Yeah. Because
welcome, Sam.
Little arms in it. No, I don't know if he's got little arms.
Rex. Samuel
dropping by. Is he gonna drop a deuce and then go to bed?
He's gonna drop a drop kick like his cousin Dragon Lee.
We have an actual audience. Yay. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised at the audience number we have now. And by surprised, what I mean is it's more than one, which surprises me, because all the Arsenal fans could be logging in. They're going, what's this Leeds prick doing here? How's he got the audacity to wear the shirt after what happened on Friday? Oh, it was so bad. Oh, it was awful. It was an abortion of a football match. Sorry, what? No, that was too far. I apologise. Nah. But serious thing happened in the football today. The Premier League clubs have agreed in principle to a spending cap. Now, I've done absolutely no research on this, as Sam
haven't
Greenwood
either
will
yet.
attest to. I've done no research. However, I'm quite confident in stating I think this is factual.
That's probably very factual.
Well, so it came out that City, United, and Villa voted against it, as I saw this morning. Whenever Sam sent us the BBC breaking news that it was in fact City, United, and Villa voted against it. Which, let's face it, City, we all knew what kind of club they are, right? They want everything against the cap, which is a shame. But you know, 115 counts FC, yeah.
I mean, I haven't done any research on it either, Tom. So I really, honestly, I don't really have any intelligent thing to say about it. But it is interesting to. I mean, honestly, if they were going to enter in an agreement to have a spending cap based, it almost looks like there's a bare minimum, right? So I imagine if 17, 18 clubs or 17 or 16 clubs are okay with it, it can't be completely horrible compared to what they're already doing. But again, I need to do more research before I sit here and, completely 100% say this is a horrible thing, or like I said, don't know. I really don't know at this time.
I just, I've got my suspicions about it. I think that anything that can come of this that helps relegate Everton, I'm all for. Because speaking of Everton, there's no force in the entire universe that can cause Everton to be relegated. I could beat you with these point deductions all season, and you wouldn't go down.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's mad. It's mad. Hopefully they get hit with a 10-point deduction next week. Because the amount of arrogant Everton fans I've seen that have been like, do your thing. We ain't going to go down anyway. It's like, slap 20 points on those motherfuckers. And yeah, 100% because I just don't like them. And it suits me.
Tom, it's funny you say that. I'm sure Spencer remembers this, that last year when NBC had that whole charade about, well, you guys ain't going to go down and all that, and had interviewed Pittsburgh, and you saw fans celebrating in the stands. I'm like, dude, you guys still deserve to go down. It just, to have a pity party like that here in the States, I'm sure they had it in England as well, that it didn't make any sense. If I'm an Everton fan, I'd be so pissed off if I'm even in that zone and the talk get relegated. So, Tom, I'm in your boat, man. I wouldn't mind seeing it sometime either.
Yeah. I want them to have their brand spanking new stadium in the Championship. Fuck them. Anyway, what? Sorry. Mr. Greenwood, if you wanted to come on and explain to us because you seemingly know more than us about it, which it doesn't surprise me, in all truth. I mean, it surprised me that you seemingly know more than Spencer, but it does surprise me more. Yeah, no, but because because Spencer's a real well-read individual. I was gonna say well-read, but
not today. I haven't been well read.
But
so from what I gathered, they're trying to adopt the way that U.S. sports is probably ran. That the teams have a better chance of spending an equal amount because it works somewhat in the U.S. Like sports like hockey or football, basically they have a cap, but there's penalty whenever you go over the cap, so you got to pay luxury tax, and I wonder if it'll work in
tax get paid to
the league, I guess, the league itself, I believe.
What's the anchoring rule? Sorry. To answer your question, really, yeah, basically Gary is indisposed tonight, and on a family matter. but to my knowledge, everything's okay. It's just a family matter. And he asked me to fill in for him. And at the time he asked me, I hadn't had a shit and tiring day at work, so I said yeah. And then I quickly regretted that. But I'd already said to do this, so I'm here. And I can't speak for Tony, for anyone who wonders. But I know he was alive as of about 2 hours ago. Because he was telling me something about Chelsea Green that I probably shouldn't repeat on the internet.
So Tony also implies that I like fat girls and Asian girls as well. So
He did.
there's that,
I saw that.
which was kind of weird, but whatever.
You gave him the exact reaction he was probably looking for as well.
Yeah, well, we can do.
So I got an article, Tom, on this. If you want me to expand a little bit, I guess, on this, so we can. But anchoring in its purest and simplest form, it means that all clubs would only be able to spend a maximum of the multiple of what the bottom club earns in TV revenue. So at the moment, the bottom club gets 103 million pounds. If anchoring the multiple was to be discussed, that means this has been discussed as going to be 4.5, then you would do 103 million pounds times 4.5, resulting in 466 million. So that would be the spending cap. You could spend $466 million in a season. It's more money than what they're spending now. That's included, but this includes wages, agent fees, buying players.
Yes.
So, I mean, to be interesting, I mean, you'd have to go look at this, but to kind of figure out where Arsenal would stand in this and what they could spend. But yeah. So they are going to vote about it apparently in June, implementing it in 2025, 2026.
So to what degree is this existing to stop Man City and Newcastle?
So according to Man City, the teams that would vote against it, and we'll go ahead and answer that question, this whole concept of anchoring is controversial. The Premier League has become the biggest and most exciting league in the world, blah, blah, blah. If you tell me
it is exciting.
It is. It can be exciting. Football can be trash at times, but it can be exciting. But here you go. If you tell Man City you can only spend $466 million on your squad, they'll come back and say, our turnover is $800, $900 million. Who are you to tell us how much money we can spend on our squad? If you earn that money, you should feel you should have the right to spend the money.
Yeah, Spencer, I've got a question for you. Whose dog is that?
That's mine.
Okay. So you put your dog's head on the kit man.
It was the cameraman.
The cameraman.
Yeah, I decided not to share it. I figured people would get upset about it, but I don't know.
Okay. No,
we should share it though. You know what? We should share it because if people are going to be upset about me, go ahead and do it.
No, I'm more than happy to do it. It's just obviously
it just happens to be a better version than whoever did the Anne Hathaway one.
It wasn't me, by the way.
I know it wasn't you. I've seen that.
I cannot do. Actually, that's a lie. I can do what they did with Anne Hathaway. I'm just far too fucking lazy to do what they did with Anne Hathaway. But yeah. Yeah. So, cut a long story short, I know how to do it. I wouldn't be bothered. Tell a lie though, I did actually make a collage of tonight's Monday Night Raw action for. I did that in the 20 seconds before you showed up. Anyway, sorry. Is this a Trip Raw dual watch along? Oh, it's a draft along. Might as well. Yeah. Tom, the whole idea of a cap is to level the playing field, which you want, but now you complain it's just meant to stop Man City. Well, fuck me, isn't that what we want? No, Sam, I want whatever you don't want. Because then you can get upset at me getting upset about it, which then fills me with joy.
Yeah, sometimes it's more fun to make Sam upset than it is to actually get our way.
Yeah,
go ahead, sorry.
So I saw I saw something on Facebook that old Pep got his 300th win, and I put down a Pep go coach of Fulham, Wolves, or Everton to see how much your legacy goes from there.
If I met Pep, I would look him dead in the eye and I'd go, "Oh, hi, Mr. Guardiola. How are you, sir? Thank you for your time." Because it's polite, all right? But what I'd want to say, which I wouldn't because it'd be rude, would go, "Oi, you bald fraud. You fucking bald, you fucking drug cheat as well. I don't give a fuck whether you got it overturned."
There's
Yeah,
no
but
Sam here.
how do you know whether Leeds would like that or not? You don't know these things. You can't be assuming whether people don't like getting spunked in the face by Hull. I mean, no, I'd preferably not get spunked in the face by Hull. Talking about getting spunked in the face, QPR didn't even bother to wipe it on the curtains after. It's fucking
They had
disgusting.
one of the guys on ESPN UK. I can't remember his name. He was wearing a QPR kit on the podcast today. I can't remember his name right now. It'll once we're done with this podcast, I will completely remember who it was. But it was on in the background today.
Racist. He's almost certainly a racist and probably an idiot.
He was a French guy.
French guy. Is it Frank Leboeuf by any chance?
Yeah, I think it is.
Frank Leboeuf used to play for Chelsea. He's a bald fella. He's another bald fraud.
No. This guy's got full head of hair and everything, and he talks French. I know you're talking about, but
is it Lance something?
I'll look it up.
I think it's Lance something. LENS. Jones.
Fantastic job tonight. I don't remember his name, dude. It's all good.
I know you're talking about too.
So I've managed to stay off the North London derby for 23 minutes without the memes. So guys, we'll start going up clockwise as we usually do. Spencer, talk to me about the North London derby. Why was it amazing?
Well, it's amazing because Arsenal won. So I mean, I don't know how. I mean, so there's two rules of thought on this one, right? So obviously we could sit here and psychoanalyze what happened in the second half and how it became squeaky bum time towards the end.
Should I play the role of Gary in this?
Well, no, because I'm going to pivot back. I got you, Tom. I know how to bring it back. Or I could look at this and say, this is the butt-end time of the season. We're chasing Man City for a title. All I need is 3 points. I don't care how it happens. And it's a rivalry game. So I don't care how we get the win. Just win. So, I think they had said that it was 27 times. There have been 27 games since the last time Arsenal or Spurs had won at their opposing ground. And I know someone that actually went to the North London derby as a Tottenham fan who flew from Denver, and that poor guy had a disappointing time. But there's 3 points, man. Saka got a goal, Havertz with a goal and an assist.
Checking flights at halftime.
Yeah, probably was checking flights at halftime, but it was a good game. I mean, it's the North London derby. It's a rivalry game. It's going to be contestable. I mean, we should have beat them 6-0. I mean, there's going to be some drama, of course. We'll talk about the penalty that wasn't a penalty, but I don't even know what a penalty is anymore in this league. I really don't know. I have no clue. But go ahead, Alonso. I mean, I think I've rabbled enough. But we got the 3 points. So that's really the most I'll go in depth for you, Tom, but we got the 3 points, and that's all I get so tunnel vision in this game. I hate Tottenham so much that I don't really do the same analytical watching that I do when I watch other games. So
I know what you mean, Sam, by the way. Is it the guy who was trying to put off Declan Rice?
Yeah.
And then you had to see him scuttle back to his seat. But he hadn't even made his way back to his seat by the time the goal had gone in. It was beautiful. Sorry. It was genuine. Like, yeah, sorry. Like I say, I might not have watched a second of what went on that pitch, but I will be on the fucking football banter like a fucking hawk. Anyway, sorry, Alonso. Sorry. Do you think?
So I woke up early and did my morning routine as I drank coffee and all that stuff. And I remember watching the watch along with Gary and Liam and Ryan. And, you know, Arsenal came out very flat. And you wonder, is this one of those games that Arsenal are going to true fashion it and mess it all up? And, you didn't know really until they scored that first goal. Up until that point, you thought, oh, great, here we go again. And, to me, if I were to describe that game, it was one of our worst wins we've ever had in the season, because up until the final whistle, it could have gone Tottenham's way in a way, because, after Raya messed up that pass, and, you didn't know, because even the announcer was saying, oh, well, you're going to Tottenham a chance to win now. And they caught some steam, and then they gave the penalty. Oh, God, here we go again. Freaking Song scores again. And thinking to myself, okay, the worst could happen in this game is a draw, right? And the whole day, they look frazzled for some reason. But then, Havertz got that ball in the socket. You thought, all right, cool, this is pretty fun now. And then that's never, you thought you had a chance to win, even though they came back and won. It was still a pretty nervy game up until the final whistle. So, with that said, it was a very entertaining, intense match to watch. And you didn't know if Liam were gonna have a heart attack either.
What I want to say, right, apart from hello, Colonel Ward, I see you there. I can smell you. I can smell you right there. Anyway, no, what I'm going to say, in all seriousness, is, from my understanding, right, based on a variety of factors, including statistics and just listening to the general opinions of your Arsenal watch-alongs, as in the Mr. Ryan, the Mr. Ryan podcast, the Mr. Arsenal podcast, and my general take from it was you were second best on every metric, apart from the main one that counts. Who scored the most goals? Who got the most goals? Spencer. Who got the most goals?
Arsenal.
Spencer. No, I got that wrong. Alonso. Who scored the most goals? Who?
Arsenal.
There you go. So, it doesn't fucking matter. Spurs tears. Drink them in, man.
So we actually, in my opinion, like we set up kind of in a way that Bayern Munich did to us in the second leg of the Champions League, where we just they probably thought we were going to possess most of the ball. And we were like, no, you can have it. And we just hit them on the counter. I mean, if you're really going to be all honest about it, we hit them on set pieces. I heard someone talking today about how, Arteta has that Arteta has pretty much focused on transferring in players that are over 6 foot tall, right? And we're one of the best in the league in set pieces, and Tottenham is one of the worst. So what do? They conceded silly set pieces. We made them pay. They scored an own goal. We got them on a set piece basically to score the second goal, and the third goal. Who scored that third one? Alonso, remind me just for a second. I'm drawing a blank, bro.
Saka, Havertz.
Yeah, Havertz, right? No, so the second goal wasn't set piece. The third goal was a header
Saka,
by Havertz. Yeah. So
own goal, Havertz and Saka.
I mean, but that's how football is, right? I mean, it's we always talk about what's important, possession. But at the end of the day, like you can have all the possession the whole game, but if you don't put the ball in the net more than the other team, it doesn't matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you could make an argument that the first Arsenal Spurs game, we should have won that one, right? I mean, we were pretty dominant in that game, and we had a turnover, and Tottenham took 2 points from us. This time they kind of were sitting on there. I mean, but you want to argue, did they really have any really good chances? I don't think they really did. I mean, Raya did pretty well in the second half after the mistake to deal with the crosses, and he commanded his box. Declan Rice penalty is just kind of reckless. A little bit, I expect better from Declan, but he's been great for us this year, so I'm not even going to dog him out for it. I don't think there was anything Raya could have done on the penalty. Did it get a little squirrely at the end? I mean, Carlson is probably my least favorite player in this league, easily.
To me, ever since he's been in the league, since he was at Watford, Everton, and now just come out down the street, it's like he has this behavioral problem that I don't know what he does. He seems like kind of guy like Joey Barton was with QPR, and it seems like he's this villain that everyone hates because of the stupid stuff he did against Arsenal and other teams as well in the past with Everton and all that. So, there's a difference between a player that is reckless, a player that doesn't have that is just immature and wants attention and all that, and a player that is very good and does full-on tackles and is very smart. So why would Spurs send a player like Richarlison, who isn't very good, who just has antics, I think that they need to get him over for some reason. And like you said, Spencer, he's my most hated player in the league too, because he doesn't have the respectability that he deserves. He lacks respectability, I guess, for the game itself. To me,
I think he's just one of those players that, I mean, when I watch him play, I mean, it's just my opinion of him is when things aren't going his way, he loses his head real quickly. Mm-hmm. And if you remember, there was a play where him and Gabriel went. It was right after one of the goals. It was right after the penalty goal. He tried to headbutt Gabriel and actually got him a little bit. Saw that Gabriel had fallen on the floor. He took a couple steps and then decided to drop on the floor himself. So he's a cheat of the worst order. But I mean, I understand that he's got the mental health issues and he's had issues there. So obviously, the human being aspect of it, right? But as far as the competitive aspect, he was a nightmare in the first leg too. And so, I mean, is he a player you take on your team? I mean, this current Arsenal team, I'd say no. But 4 or 5 years ago, when he was at Everton, I think you probably would have taken him.
So are you saying that a player that dives should have their intestines removed via a fork?
Because I know you're going to turn this on Havertz, so I'm not going to allow that to happen. So
I don't know. I never saw it. I have no idea what Havertz did or didn't do.
No. I mean, because Havertz dives a little bit at times.
So Havertz
I don't
cheated, did he?
So
here's team has cheaters.
Listen, I don't think that you should get kicked out of the game for diving, but the problem is that they don't police it properly, right? And I've said this before, and I've said this again. Rugby does things right when it comes to the refereeing. The ref is in control. The captain talks to the ref. No one else talks to the ref. And when everybody talks about, the 2 different games, different classes played the game. But in the Premier League, they allow, and this is even all across Europe, people to just get in the referee's face. And I've said one weekend what they need to do, and you know where I'm going with this, Tom. Just pull them red cards out. And I don't care whose the impact is, but get some order back in the game.
I agree.
And it would
I
just
genuinely agree.
100%. I would just be handing out red cards, and I don't care if it finishes 5-on-7. And then that's where. And no, here's the difference, though. And I will say this about the rugby refs: they typically get 90% of the calls right. And the problem, I think, with the Premier League refs is they're not as accurate. The VAR, like I said earlier, we don't know what a penalty is. I mean, Kulusevski did get touched, right, in the back of the foot. But we can go back to the Brentford game, and Trossard was getting pulled on his jersey, and they didn't call anything. So the problem I think we have is we have a system that, at the end of the day, the Premier League refs are reffing the game, but they're also trying to maintain the entertainment value. So they don't want to sit there and have an impact on the game. So, I mean, we saw it in the first Arsenal Man City game. Kovacic had 2 tackles that could have easily been yellow cards. One of them was called. But what did Michael Oliver say? He said the least intelligent thing anybody that could have said that was trying to cheat. He should have said, you know what? I didn't think it was a yellow card offense. But no, what does he say? He says, well, I didn't want to have an impact on the game. So they're not smart either, right? I mean, look at Anthony Taylor. Let's go to the Liverpool game that happened earlier in the day with West Ham, when he allowed him to throw the ball out. And then he told him to keep on playing. But the minute, I guess maybe someone on VAR came down and said, hey, stop the game. But it's just so inconsistent. And it just, for one of the greatest leagues in the world, the refereeing in this, and I know where Sam Greenwood, if he's still around, would say, well, get rid of VAR. Well, no, you still have the same crappy refs, right? I mean, offsides are going to get better next year with semi-automated offsides. So that's going to improve somewhat, right? But, I mean, until you start really holding the refs accountable, or going out there and replacing them, you're going to have sketchy calls on Sunday where, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't care that it helped Arsenal out. I really don't. I wanted to win that game, and that's all that mattered.
Okay, awesome. Just going to say some hellos before I ask Alonso a very silly question, but I still expect a serious answer. But anyway, we'll get into that in a minute. Hello to Miss Melina. Chat is not the same without Brownie. Well, I haven't tied an anchor to Brownie's ass. He can still turn up at any point where he wants to. I don't know where he is. But, yeah, you're kind of right, though, because it's Brownie, isn't it? He's great. He's great. Good old Brownie. And live. And you're right, BX. I was roasting Becky Lynch last week. And hello to JSY Talks Football. Jess, she's a lovely lady, has a lovely channel, good community there. Leeds fan. It's a Leeds fan. Watches a lot of football, though. Yeah, there are Leeds fans out there. Believe it or not. Anyway. But, yeah, it's great to see you. And she does watch-alongs with all sorts of teams. Even the ones I don't like, which is most of them. Get in there, Sam. Get your birthday suit on, you sexy. Oh, don't try and tease me with that sort of stuff, Colonel. That should be a crime. Greenpeace will come and shut the show down. Well, yeah. I the actual word there in my head was the RSPCA. But anyway, it's animal welfare. Anyway, so VAI is crap, Spencer, and someone called Bronco in VA says,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So the actual question I want to ask Alonso is, if Winifred Gnonto dives on the opening game of next season, should he be sent off and banned for 40 games?
Who's opposed, Tom?
Winifred Gnonto. He'll either be playing for Leeds or someone else in the Premier League. I've no delusion of grandeur that he will leave this summer. Woo. My point overall, though, is should players get severe punishment for diving?
To me, Tom, as an Arsenal fan, Jesus does it a lot. And I remember Gary saying that he should come on and come off the bench. And I mentioned in the chat that all he's going to do is just go to grounds, dribble, go to grounds, because that's what he does. Now, you asked me, should they get severe punishment? One thing I can't stand is when people dive and cheat. And you say that, you ask me that, and there are some players in Arsenal that do that far too often. And to me, we brought in Jesus to score goals, yet his return hasn't validated him being here either. If he does it, he should get suspended and red carded to me because he does it a lot, and it gets old when other players do it as well. So yes, I believe they should get carded and suspended like a defender would if he got a tackle and tackled them the wrong way. And so yeah.
Okay, so sifting through that, I'm surmising that you actually think that Wilfried Gnonto should be punched in the face 48 times by the referee for trying to con him.
He should be punched by the opposing team.
Well, that went in a direction I wasn't expecting, but I'm all for it. But in all seriousness, my biggest grievance with Wilfried Gnonto diving is that he's not good at it. If you're going to con the ref, successfully con the ref. And he never does. Excuse me for the shouting.
So then that would be a success or denied.
Oh my God. Never thought I'd get to bust this out again. Wilfried Gnonto, any time he tries to get a penalty this season, denied. Denied.
I will say that. Go ahead, Alonzo.
Is Granato's also a favorite singer from the 60s, 70s, and 80s as well? Sometimes 90s?
Oh, he'll make a cameo appearance, but I want to know what Mr. Spencer above was going to say. It was going to be no doubt of greater value than my nonsense.
So here's the thing, though. I do think the refs have certain players. Colonel. The refs have some players that they target and they say we're not giving a penalty because I think some people will get the benefit of the doubt, some won't. I feel like Mo Salah dives a lot, but he gets the penalties whenever he dives. Havertz, on the other hand, won't get the penalties. It's almost like they expect him to dive. So there's also I want to say a perception from the referees community as well. And like I said, the diving thing is one thing. Right, but I think what kills me the most is when a guy gets kicked in the middle of the field and barely gets kicked, and then he acts like he's been shot by somebody. It's almost as if someone comes to him and says, "Hey, man, like they didn't give a card," and all of a sudden he just pops up like he's healthy again, and it's just the Richarlison one is the worst one yesterday because he runs into Gabriel. Gabriel definitely gets hit. And Richarlison sees that Gabriel has played the victim card. And he decides it's my turn to play the victim card. And it was like 2 seconds later, someone just came, an imaginary person, and just flipped his legs out from underneath of him. It's an embarrassment. I don't know.
Embarrassment for the sport. So again, surmising from what you just said, are you saying that a giant hand from the sky, sponsored by the Premier League and its sponsors, of course, should come down from the sky and basically poke Richarlison in the eye?
I think he has enough punishment enough playing for Tottenham. I mean, he's never going to be the striker for Brazil, right? I mean, they're probably not going to pick him, but that's okay. I mean, I know they picked him in the last World Cup, but come on.
He did go to the World Cup while playing for Tottenham.
But come on, man. He's never he's never gonna be Mr. Brazil like he wants to be. So
no, they'd still wheel out like a 78-year-old Neymar. They'd be like, "Oh, he'll get us the World Cup eventually."
Why would you not rule out a 78-year-old Neymar when the options are Richarlison or Neymar? You pick Neymar.
You do. By that stage, he'd be Neyman, I imagine,
bro.
compared
He'll
to
own it. He'll own his own
Machala
country.
mum and Machala dad would be really upset.
Yeah.
They saw their son. Anyway, unfortunately, he's a different player from Brazil. Yeah, he disappoints them as well. How many World Cups has he led them to? I mean, to be fair, for the last like 20 years, obviously, none of them have. But
I mean, do they really have a problem qualifying in Brazil?
Hendrick will be the he'll be the latest of their heralded stars that they'll probably bid for another World Cup, that they waste money on stadiums that the public are furious about because they're not being used. You've seen the amount of stadiums out in Brazil that are just one in the Amazon rainforest. That's literally like got moss growing over it. It's
It's
disgusting.
sad.
Yeah. Charleston looks brilliant, to be honest, BX. If he offered you 200k to shag, you would say no. Oh my God.
That's not PG at all.
That's really not. But it's Colonel Ward, so it's kind of par for the course, some would say. But Charleston will win the Rio Chicken Disco Award, which is coincidentally is Spud's latest trophy. Yeah. Is what it is. Is what it is. Saying that, speaking of Willie Nonto, still onside in my opinion. Still onside to this day. Still onside. The VAR line proves it. The VAR line proves it. But no, in all truth, I may have a little bit of saltiness with me towards the underperforming Leeds players for Friday night. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. But that being said, oh no, I was actually reading out draft picks. Oh, anyway, sorry. Okay, fair enough. Stephanie Man looks more like a dude than Caitlyn Jenner, but you still wouldn't say no.
I think that's harsh. That's harsh on Stephanie.
I'm a bit like, all right, admittedly, she has got the wide shoulders of an ice hockey goalie, like undeniable, but still.
Yeah.
The things we say about Rhea Ripley, and she's not built that much differently.
Yeah. I mean,
you can tell they're both on the swimming team at school, let's just say. Yeah. She has the stare of a woman who's like, oh, my dad will shit on you.
that was
My dad shit on more people than your dad. Like, yeah, you're right. But anyway, sorry, that wasn't PG. Sorry, that was me turning to Colonel Ward for 14 seconds. Anyway, so does anyone have anything they want to talk about or anything? Because I'll be lying if I say that I had stuff planned, because I just know that we can just talk shit.
I'm going to go ahead and say I was wrong on Carlson, man. He's 48 appearances for Brazil, 20 goals, but he's still never going to be their Pele. So,
yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, whatever.
Pele is, or hang on, why do I say it the way the Americans say it? Pele. Pele. He's still not going to be their Pele because I've a big issue with Mr. Pele because of his goal scoring record, which I believe is wholly fictional.
It's hilarious.
I love how it's like, oh, can you show me some Pele goals? And you watch them, and they're like, all right, that one's from 62. Oh, that's from the 1966 World Cup. Oh, that's from the 70 World Cup. I was like, what else has he done? Show me some club goals. They're like, oh, no, he scored over like 900 club goals. I'm like, cool. Show me one of them. They're like, oh, see that photo? Oh, that's him. That's him in that photo. Oh, I'm like, it's a black and white photo, like in Brazil. But anyway, I think he's a lying fucker. Sorry, rude of me. I think he was a lying fucker.
And definitely is some interesting record keeping, shall we say.
Yeah. Like, say what you will about Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, but obviously modern technology has made it so you can actually pinpoint the goals that they happened. Whereas Pele's more of a, like, just trust me, bro. I got 900 goals. Or whatever it is. Sorry. They managed to get a recording of his 1000th goal. Funny that. Anyway, can we talk about the light bulb crisis in East London and in Broncos area? There's no crisis.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you the actual crisis would be if you saw the fucking numbers on my light bill, despite the fact I never have it on.
Yeah, the light crisis is under control.
Yeah. They killed Hoffa. What film did I watch where I was The Gentleman, isn't it? Not The Gentleman. The Irishman.
Irishman, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, it was excellent.
It's like the hours long too.
Yeah. Exactly what I expected while watching it, but yeah, it was a. Oh look, it's a 2-hour story that's been turned into 3 because of Scorsese.
Well, he does a good job of telling the story, and it just be 3 hours long or so. You know, he's done it with Killers of the Flower Moon as well, and other movies as well. So
good film. I'm not saying they're bad movies. That's not what I mean. It's just, it's a Scorsese. They all look the same. Even though the setting might be different, you're going to get the scene where, like, everyone's around the table all jovial and stuff, and it's all one shot. And it's like a Monday Night Raw entrance in 2024, where, like, the camera just follows the people. And I can't believe I just compared Scorsese to Monday Night Raw. But you know my point is, I'll tell you a film I did watch this week, which was not bad at all. Boy Kills World.
How is it, Tom?
Good film. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to be disingenuous and be like, oh, it's the best film ever. It's a great film. But the fact is, I enjoyed it while I watched it. It hasn't got progressively worse in my mind the further I got away from the cinema. Which there are films where that does happen.
So I saw a movie today too. It's called Unsung Hero. Really good movie. Well, quite emotional, but really good.
It's a good film. So it's called Unsung Hero.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's in it?
It's remember
Not
Terry?
saying I believe you. It's just more curiosity.
So it's like a low budget movie, but it's about a Christian singer, but her family and their struggles coming to America from Australia.
I see.
And anyway, it's a good movie. But yeah, very emotional. Very, because it's about struggles and coming to a new country and not having any money and all that, and basically broken promises. But it's a really good movie.
Okay.
The family is Australian and the actors are Australian, but the grandfather is Terry O'Quinn, who was in Lost. He was, yeah. So he,
as well.
yeah, and he has a good Australian accent for an American.
He's in loads of stuff, actually, to be fair to him.
Yeah. Stepfather.
According to Sam Greenwood, so the veracity of this is obviously questionable immediately. That means truthfulness. Colonel enjoyed Straight Outta Jaywick, which I believe is where Clacton is situated. His current location before he obviously
Yeah, Spencer, The Departed is my favorite as well because the very ending when the rat walks on the rail is kind of symbolic of the whole movie.
Pretty much, yeah. It's pretty much. I mean, it's probably. I'm not a big film guy. I'm a TV show guy, but I definitely enjoyed that movie a lot. Goodfellas is another good one too. But the mob
I,
movies, man, they're kind of like once you've seen one mob movie, you kind of seen them all. It's all the same stuff, really.
it's funny because I saw The Departed in theaters, and the ending was just so incredible. You know, because you didn't see that coming, I guess, in a lot of scenes, and it's still to this day one of my favorites. I'll see it every so often. I've only seen Goodfellas once.
Oh. No, Goodfellas is a fine movie. Fine movie. Colonel Ward is reminding me of. Sorry, while I say this, BX, can you please take this time to type out why you were disappointed by The Departed? I'm not going to say you're wrong. You're entitled to your opinion. Just you've made a statement which is obviously fairly controversial.
And
so I'd
an
like to
intriguing
know why.
statement too.
Sorry, sir.
And an intriguing statement. I'm interested. What made it disappointing?
Exactly. As soon as I saw it, I even broke my stride. But Colonel Ward's describing something here which makes me remember the viral video from about 10 years ago, which I still occasionally watch, called to the song Walking in Memphis. But it's called Shopping in Lidl. And it's about a chavvy woman that basically robs the place. And it's mildly amusing. But I believe she references White Lightning while in doing the thing. But anyway, yeah, it's out there. Sorry, I'm filibustering before we can before BX tells us why was disappointed in the pie. I just felt it was overhyped for the release and it didn't deliver. Okay, I'll respect that because they are overhyped movies.
I mean, I didn't expect how it ended to happen, right? Like you didn't expect Leo to walk off and like that was a jump. I don't know if it's a jump scare, but what's that moment? It doesn't really scare you, but it catches you off guard because you don't expect it.
Yeah.
So, do you know a movie I felt is quite similar on that? Yes, I watched that on YouTube. Ironically, Dead Man's Shoes. Good twist. It's like a British film. Yeah, they do exist. What film went in my head when I read out the anticipated but didn't deliver? It was Oppenheimer. And I know this was really controversial, like nearly a year ago when I said this. My issue with Oppenheimer, because I get that Christopher Nolan's movies are events now. Like, people see his movies because he made them. As in, like obviously, like the way you're describing, like Scorsese and like BX, like I expected more because it's Scorsese, essentially, like reading between the lines on what he said. And I felt the same about Oppenheimer. I'm like, I know what's going to happen. Bring on the bomb.
Tom, you mentioned Christopher Nolan, and there's a movie that was really good but was too long, and that was Interstellar.
Oh, yeah, that was sciencey.
Too sciencey. I mean, even in the end, he had an uncredited Matt Damon.
Took me about 5 hours to watch that movie. You think I'm joking? Jenny took me about 5 hours to watch it, right? And you might think, why? Because every 2 minutes, I'm basically pausing it, rewind, like just so I can because it's one of them movies, in my opinion, where you've either just got to accept that you're not going to get it and just experience it, or you're gonna try to understand it, where you have to like listen to every fucking word and be like, what the fuck is this? And then I start fucking googling the science. I'm like, is that true? And then I realised, like, halfway through doing that, I'm like, I still don't fucking get the physics of this, but I'm committed to it. At 4 hours in, I'm committed. So I need to know why the ending happened. Yeah, I'm that guy. I won't ask other people what, like, when you watch a movie with someone else, there's always either you're the person or they're the person. They will ask you or you will ask them what just happened or why that happened, right? And in my mind, sorry, sir?
I'm not that person.
No, but I bet you watched a movie with that person.
Maybe. I don't want to die tonight, so yeah.
Okay, I understand. And it's like, and I sit there and think, well, maybe you'll know the answer to that question if you shut the fuck up and watched it.
Watch the movie. You know, I love that because you know what? Or the best thing is you're watching a movie and you look over and it's like, you're like, I'm gonna get myself in trouble, but because you hit a nerve there because it's accurate. It's completely accurate. Like I'm 100% with you because if you watch it, a story's being told. If I knew this, why would I be watching this? Like it's. I'll give you a movie I enjoyed a lot. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's kind of like a spoof Quentin Tarantino movie. If the Manson killings didn't work out, it's funny. I like the era. That's kind of one of the eras I'm interested in. I'll give you another one. I can't seem to find the name of it, but it's Leonardo DiCaprio, and he was in the one he won the Oscar for.
Oh, The Revenant. The Revenant.
Which one is it?
The Revenant.
Yeah, The Revenant.
Arguably one of his worst movies. Now I'm saying it's bad, but I'm just saying he's done a lot of movies which I would argue are better than The Revenant.
So go ahead.
Sorry, go on.
So I saw The Revenant in theaters, and here's why I thought he won the award. It wasn't because of him. It was because of the scenery.
Yeah.
And he was able to play off the scenery, right? And I gotta watch it. I've only seen it once, and it was in theaters. And I think the little boy, I think it was, that was with him, stole the show.
I mean, so
His son,
when I saw The Revenant, and then I picked up Red Dead Redemption 2, and you start that opening scene where you're kind of in this, I'm like, man, this is The Revenant. So that one kind of resonated to me. Another one, Tom Hardy. That's a great actor. But my favorite from him really isn't as one of his movies. It's the TV show he did.
Peaky Blinders?
No, not Peaky Blinders. This is before that. It's called Taboo. You got to see it. It's it's an FX show. It's called Taboo. I think it was done like 2015-ish, and I'm surprised they didn't do a second season of it, but it was really good. But yeah, I think Leo killed it in Django. It's not controversial at all.
It's really not. Like even if he's playing a big dirty racist, it's fine because he's playing he's not a big dirty racist. He's playing one. It's fine.
I've seen Django twice.
I think I've seen it 3 times, and it's perfectly acceptable movie. That's beyond it. It's better than acceptable. It's great. It's very good. But my theory on why he won for The Revenant is twofold. It's because it came out that obviously he method acted and he basically like slept in the fucking bear guts or whatever it was, or he wore the bear costume he slept in or whatever it was, and it was all like, oh, he did it for his craft, all that pretentious bullshit. But the real reason he got it is because of the other 10 times he never got it, and he should have.
I think it's a good movie, though. I get if you think it's one of the worst.
It's a fine movie, but
Blood Diamond's good. I mean, Blood Diamond's really good, right? The Departed's really good. I can't think of a trash movie Leo's really been in except some of the earlier ones, right? I mean, if you really want to be, I don't think he just takes on any old project. Now, I didn't see the most recent one I think he had with, we've really gone off the walls here, but 3 points is 3 points, baby. Back to movies. What's that other movie Leo's in? Catch Me If You Can. That's another decent one.
That's really good. But again, arguably, I could be wrong here. Is that just? It's not a Leo movie though, is it? Tom Hanks is very much holding up the weight of the like, you know, it's a Tom Hanks and Leo movie, and fucking Christopher Walken as Leo's dad. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah,
Oh
Titanic.
my God.
But it's like 3.5 hours. We all know what happens. They hit an iceberg.
I've only seen it. Like, this is genuinely true. You may find this surprising. In 1999, I got my mum the VHS of Titanic for Christmas. It was one of these. It was, you know, you could tell this was a big deal, this movie, because the VHS cover was white. Now, I know, like, nothing to do with racism, but obviously 99% of VHSs were black. But Titanic was white. So it stood out. And you know they wanted to stand out and make it a big deal.
Iceberg.
That was just mainly why I remember it. But I also remember when, and I remember watching it with my mum, but I made the point of watching it once it, basically, to quote, to quote the comedian Steve Harvey, bring on the water. We know what's going to happen in this motherfucker. Bring on the water.
I mean, it's crazy to think about the Titanic and those people that went through that situation. And here's this movie going on. Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet are sitting there, and everybody's like, I'm trying to survive here. And what are you guys doing? Anyway, if she'd have just moved over, he could have got on the daggum thing on the door with her. They both would have survived. Whatever. She was selfish.
You know, Mythbusters tried to, like, prove that, he would have died anyway. And it was like, no, I don't care. I've seen that scene. He could have got on that door. It's absolute bollocks.
The Colonel brought up Brokeback Mountain. I've never seen it, so.
I think the scenes in Brokeback Mountain where he gets control of him exaggerate the realism situation. I love the pretentious language. To keep that coming.
You would expect those kind of. You would expect that wordsmith from Stefan, actually. Well said, Colonel.
Yeah, but I had to give Stefan an English lesson on Saturday.
We're gonna find out that Colonel and Stefan are the same person.
Commemorate. He throw the white iceberg. I was about to say the wifeberg. Bloody hell. That's wife. Anyway, Stan the Man here with The Beach was a good one. My problem with DiCaprio is in some of his films, he just looks too young for the role he's playing. Speaking of too young, his taste in Companion. I mean, if they're legal, fair fucks to him. But
he's got a
he's certainly got a taste.
There we go. He's got a type and a
He's got a taste. He's got a type. And when that taste and type hits 25, they need to hit the bricks.
It's what did
Hello, Stefan, how you doing? Danny Boyle made some.
Hey, look who showed up.
Did. Yeah.
Interesting.
Speak of the devil.
They are brothers.
Yeah. Colonel Ward is my long lost brother. Wow. And in Harry Potter, as Ricky Gervais one, I did some joke about it was something to do with Debbie you wouldn't get it. I was about to do Debbie McGee tossing off Paul Daniels because she wanted to toss off a little wizard. Anyway, something like that. Hang on. Here we go. Obscure trivia. Here we go. turned down the role of Spider-Man. I'm guessing this is Leonardo DiCaprio. It's going to be made by James Cameron. Of course it was.
And you know
Nah,
what?
probably was.
He probably would have won an Oscar for that one.
Oh, of course he would have.
Could you imagine Leonardo DiCaprio doing a superhero movie? I just can't see it.
No. No, not while his career was going from straight, like, you know, doing like Scorsese. Basically, he's like Scorsese's boy now, isn't he? Well, he has been for a while.
But I mean, look what the Christopher Nolan, the Batman movies with
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
I mean,
Sorry,
he did.
do you mean Christian Bale?
But if you think about the Spider-Man movies, like they don't have if it had been like the Batman with the same dark kind of like I'd say I'm probably the only person that thinks this, but the most recent Batman I thought was actually really good with the Twilight Kid.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, and
that was an interesting take on it, right?
And the Riddler, the criminal, the Riddler, in that was epic.
So
no, it was good.
My opinion on the Batman was whenever he was an adaptation of the detective Batman version of the Batman. That makes sense. No, sorry, the Detective Comics version of Batman. That was that take of the Batman. It was the Detective Comics version. If that makes sense, because you can see like the Detective Gordon being his new role, right, and him showing Batman how to become a detective. Essentially, that's what it was about. Is that version of the Batman was Detective Comics, him being a detective, basically.
I don't know the ins and outs and the minutiae of the fucking full history of Batman, but I perceived it to be. Adam West is awesome, let's be fair.
Yeah.
But I perceived that movie to be let's do a movie where it is 90% Batman and like 10% Bruce Wayne, and I'm probably overselling that by 10%, because it was very minimal Bruce Wayne. And I think they wanted to get across the point that Bruce Wayne is actually the alter ego, and he's actually more Batman than Bruce Wayne. I don't know whether that's actually true, but that's how I perceived it.
Yeah, because if you see the movie, if you watch it, you see him trying to figure out clues, right? As he was as if he were a detective fighting crime as well. So that's a different take that I thought of, that I picked up on, because the Christopher Nolan version, from what I gathered, was based on a series in the Batman comics called the Long Halloween, which was involved with Scarecrow, as Stan had mentioned.
You lying fucker! It was not. Sorry, continue.
So, right, as Stan alluded to, that the Scarecrow was involved in Long Halloween, which also had Bane in it as well. So that series, The Dark Knight, and all that bit was part of the Long Halloween comic series, where Two-Face was the mayor of Gotham and called a White Knight because he was so. The White Knight was the protector of Gotham, not Batman, because Batman was framed.
See.
Do you? I mean, so opinion, because do you think? God, so the work here is. I mean, obviously, I think they're making another Batman movie, right? But
it's meant to be a trilogy.
Would you say Robert Pattinson did a better job than Bruce Affleck? Ben Affleck.
Better job than Bruce Affleck.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if Bruce Affleck has the minerals. I don't know if he has the drama school.
He doesn't have it. He dives. Bruce Affleck absolutely dives just because.
Yeah, but no. The feeling I get with Ben Affleck, and again, just the feeling I get is it was very you know, when you can tell in actors like Val Kilmer in films, where you can tell he doesn't want to be in them. Yeah. And he's there because he's contractually obligated.
Yes.
That was the feeling I got.
I think Joe Schumacher messed that Batman up big time. Val Kilmer wasn't that bad as Batman, in my opinion. I thought Schumacher kind of was a bad director for that movie particularly.
Getting backed up here. We should make up some films that Bruce Affleck's been in.
We should. We should make an
Bruce
IMDb
Almighty,
page,
obviously.
a Wikipedia page.
Polly Scroggins has said Christian Bale was the best. I enjoyed him in American Psycho. The ending of that's a bit odd, if anyone's seen it. But
yeah, that movie's odd. A lot of people watch it, but it's just an odd movie to me.
We have 2 Batmen on screen. Patterson is on. Well, James Gunn is going to bring another one. Yep.
Oh.
Almost certainly. Because there's
I
money.
mean, I really liked the most recent Batman. I just thought it was a different take. It didn't feel very superhero-y. It felt almost believable, right? The Riddler was an excellent villain. The Penguin was kind of what you would expect the Penguin, although I prefer the 1960s Penguin. But
that was Mickey out of Rocky.
I don't think I've ever found a Batman movie I dislike though. I really like even some of the George Clooney later Batmans. If you take the context of what the 90s was with the comedic stuff and how the movies were kind of shot back then, there's no way it stands up to the Christian Bale.
No, it's trended downwards.
Right, absolutely, definitely trended downwards, but there's still, I've seen it more than once, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Well, Michael Keaton for his day and Jack Nicholson as Joker was pretty awesome, for his time now.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think Joe Schumacher ruined Batman forever because, Tommy Jones is Two-Face. He did his best, but it wasn't really Two-Face we wanted. Jim Carrey as the Riddler was just Jim Carrey doing his normal bit, right? So that whole movie was just meant to fail.
I mean, there's another good movie around that era, Dick Tracy, right? Dick Tracy was around the 90s, right? Warren Beatty. It's got
the merchandise machine. When I was a kid,
yes.
It was everywhere. Dick Tracy I believe it would have been one of the first movies that really honed in on the marketing machine. And I'm sure people would say, "Oh, there was this movie before it or that." But it was one of the first ones that I remember where it had the video game, it had the comic, it had you name it. There was something to do with Dick Tracy. But ask an 8-year-old Tom what happened in Dick Tracy in the movie, couldn't fucking tell you.
That was probably one of the movies I watched probably most as a kid was Dick Tracy. I mean, I had the characters. Yeah, I had the little toys. I had the car. I sold it to a kid across the street that was younger than me when I was about 14. He kept all that shit, but I don't even know what I spent that $100 on. I got everything for. I have no idea.
It's funny. BX brings up Batman. In 1989 was Batman Mania. Prince had a good job on that soundtrack too. Prince did a soundtrack for that. It was amazing. 1,000 balloons, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great soundtrack. I mean,
Madonna looks like a weirdo now, but in that movie, she was drop dead on that movie.
Tracy?
She was a respectable citizen.
Sure.
Yeah.
She's just, hanging out with the Botox now. That's it.
Yeah.
And yoga.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to get cancelled for giving an opinion on Madonna in 2024, but seen better days, as most people may have.
So I haven't seen the new Joker film. I never saw it. I've seen clips for it. I know how it ends, but
the new Joker. If you look at the credits for the Batman, he's in it. Yeah, or he's got a little bit in it. He's a guy that Mary Cohen.
Mm-hmm.
I think Harley Quinn turns up in the upcoming sequel.
Yeah.
I can't remember who's playing her, but yeah, it's a thing that's happening. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the initial Joker movie, but at the same time, it was very I don't know, intense on the old mental health. It got you into your feels, as the kids may say.
Or as they intended you to do it. So it's Lady Gaga is playing Harley Quinn.
My apologies. Yeah.
No,
yeah,
you're good.
correct.
No, you're good.
I still haven't seen the Joker. So apparently, Braun Strowman is back on Raw.
Who?
Braun Strowman. Braun.
I'm just joking. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's back in Raw.
Okay. Is he in his skinny jeans? Which makes him look infinitely less intimidating, by the way.
And Tony's girlfriend, Miss Cat Coins, she judges SmackDown.
Sorry, who?
Tony's girlfriend, Tiffany Stratton.
I see. So mostly it's not different from how it was last week.
Correct.
So I was looking on eBay, Tom. I know this is very professional for a podcast, but here we are. You can buy a lot of Dick Tracy figurines. All crap. I mean, this guy's got the dork collection of dork collections. $400. I mean, it's cool. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I mean, this guy kept it we're talking in the actual cases and everything. He's got Sam Catchem, all them guys, but good stuff.
Skinny jeans, motor t-shirt, you're sorted. And Holly Scoggins says no.
I'm not going to buy that.
Yeah, I don't know. What are all these? Sorry, this is a bit inside baseball. Above Holly's name and Arsenal Truex Galaxy podcast and Win Spencer comments, there's like looks like a paperclip above the photo.
Because
Is that because they're commenting through your stream?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. We're streaming on both and Twitter too.
So people going through Gary's stream wouldn't be able to see them unless I put them up, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay, cool. So other than that, so yeah, that was the film corner.
It's fun.
I think what 2 movies I watched the other week, but anyway, I forgot.
So was that segment called Mr. Tom's Movies Corner?
No, it should be the Mr. Tom Movie Club.
Right. I mean, it was fun, man. I mean, look, this has been, we could have sat here and psychoanalyzed the 3-2 win over Tottenham, and we did to an extent. We talked about the championship. We talked about the new rules. We talked about movies. We just had fun, man. This was a trip, right? Life's a journey. I keep forgetting. Or is this the road? I don't know.
No, I was going to say, that felt like I was being led into Gary's catchphrase. Life's a journey. Don't waste the trip. Enjoy the ride.
Absolutely. Yeah, enjoy the ride. And that's exactly what Gary, in honor of him not being here tonight, would want.
So. Couldn't help it. Apologies, Spencer. Couldn't help it.
Dude, absolutely.
Yeah. Say his name and he'll appear.
Speaking of reappearing.
There we go.
At what point does our favorite 60s, 70s, and 80s, and sometimes 90s pop star show up?
Hang on. Let me talk to his agent. What do you mean he's gone to a party for 28-year-olds? What do you mean it's because there's 20 of them? Wait, what? Sorry, that's too obtuse. Everyone knows. Anyway, what? Yeah. So, do excuse me. I just need to quickly go to the little boy's room. Do excuse me, everyone. I'm sorry. Hey, everybody! I'm Michael Jackson. I believe we have a question from Harley Scroggins. Who's your favorite villain? It's the damn Joe Pesci in Moonwalker. I forget the character's name even though I'm in the movie. I must go now. My planet needs me. Bye, Alonzo.
Bye, Michael.
Hey guys, what's up? What's going on?
Hi, Tom.
We got visited by Michael Jackson.
Hello. Hee.
Michael is in the closet. He's in a closet. Michael Joe fucking Pesci. I can't remember the name of his character. Is it Is it Frankie DeLeo? I don't know if that's a name that entered my head. I don't know.
Frankie DeLeo.
Imagine how famous Michael Jackson was in 1987. That he made a movie to promote his album. A movie. A fucking movie.
Moonwalker.
Something else.
I mean, don't get me wrong. 90% of it is just music videos, and like basically padding. Like the actual plot takes out about 30 minutes, and of that 30 minutes, 11 minutes of it is doing fucking Smooth Criminal. It was amazing, by the way. It's incredible. Like I loved it. I loved it. Like
The part I liked was whenever he turned into a transformer.
Oh man. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure there was a perception of Michael Jackson in 1987. But the irony of him to do the plot, and if you've seen the video game where he's going around rescuing little girls and they're hiding, like you open doors and like you open like the car boot and like the little girl will be in the car or it'd be a bomb. To be fair, from a legal prospect, for Michael Jackson, it'd probably been better if it was a bomb. But instead of a little girl, anyway, what? Wait, sorry, that got controversial quick. It was certainly a music video.
Wasn't that game on arcade and also on Sega Genesis?
Yeah, that's where I mainly played it. Admittedly, it was on the arcade though. You're right. Otto Octavius and nuts. Wow. But yeah, no, in all seriousness, Doc Ock was great in Spider-Man 2. You know what? Spider-Man 2 is really good. To be fair to it. With what's his name? Alfred Molina. Yeah. He's very good. It was good. It was of a higher caliber than you usually get from a superhero movie, in my opinion.
He's always been a good actor, Alfred Molina. Yeah. Wasn't?
I was thrilled when he returned. A spoiler in the most recent Spider-Man movie. My favourite bit of that movie though was when Jamie Foxx's character sees obviously Spider-Man without the hood on, and he turns to the camera, or he says that to the extent of, "I always thought Spider-Man would be black."
No.
Which is obviously ironic because before the movie just before that obviously had a black Spider-Man, but he doesn't know that. was very clever. It was very clever. Anyway, hang on, saying that, Gary's not here tonight, yet I'm sure crimes are being solved out there in the world. Could Gary be Spider-Man?
I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility, though. I think that's a very high probability.
I'm just positing the possibility that Gary is a superhero.
Especially him
Gary,
being.
if you was a superhero, would you not tell us?
Yeah.
There you go. But yeah, so there we go. There we go. I don't want to say running on fumes, but I'm kind of hungry and I've got crisps. But I can't be bothered to play the video because Gary's superhero. I'm convinced of it. I've in the last 2 minutes, I've convinced myself of it.
You just have to keep discussing it, keep affirming it, and you'll believe it. Now, when you ask him to jump from this building to that building and he falls down completely.
Oh, look who it is.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Hi, Gary.
Hello.
Been solving crimes tonight, Gary.
So let's talk about field tilt real quick. So while we got her, just kidding.
Yeah, you lost the field tilt as well.
Yep, 68% possession for Tottenham. Oh no.
Do you know what losing the field tilt can get you? 3 points, evidently. So Gary made it, so I'm kind of I feel contractually obligated to play it. I've really got to get that video expunged from the internet forever.
You have controls of the ship right now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I suppose I could, but he took the time to make it. But I should legally get it. Gary, I know you're a superhero and you could probably have me killed, but I'm going to try and get that removed from Earth. Anyway, what do I have this week? Quavers. Quavers. Barbecue sauce flavour, and it's new.
Are those kind of like Fritos?
I hate Quavers when I was a child. Hated them. But they were always like cheesy. Whereas hopefully this will not be cheesy. But yeah, what you just said, Spencer?
They're like Fritos, right?
I think so.
Yeah, what kind of texture are we dealing with here?
Oh, nice little hit of barbecue sauce instantly. Well, that's what the Quaver is.
You think it looks like a Frito, Alonzo?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. It does. Tom, did you get those from your bookshelf or your couch?
Well, they were sealed, so they couldn't have been from the couch. Bookshelf is a very big probability, though.
Not great.
You got to clean that up now.
I'll get the mate to do it.
So we didn't get an update though. How's the all-time steals record going?
Oh, steals date. Okay. I deleted the save file.
Why?
I felt I could do better, so I'm gonna do better. I went around collecting the 10 posters, so I now have Shep Owens as my partner on the 3v3 on the court. That doesn't mean anything to most of you. But anyone who played last year's version of the game knows exactly who Shep Owens is. He was a knob.
But now he's on your team.
He is. I convinced him somehow.
I dabbled in a rugby league live earlier.
How did it go?
It was fun. I mean, I'm still playing on amateur level, which is 3 or 4 levels above that. I'll never get to like hardcore, but yeah, it was good. So for a guy that prefers union over league, I would actually enjoy the game. So
I want to say hello to Chris Nix, and he says, I have a weird phobia of quavers. I won't try them. No, they're not. I like the smell when I open the bag, but I don't know. There was I think it's more my childhood memories of them being really cheesy and disgusting, which is part of the reason I don't like cheese.
I can do it,
Which
I guess.
is ironic because I eat cheese and onion crisps. I know that's not actual cheese, but anyway. That's the evil crisps, nonce level crisps. Hello, Stefan.
So apparently they're having a Raw and NXT on Peacock next, week. This is different.
See? Well, I suppose we should get out of here because I've got some shit to do, as in get photos of Raw, basically. And I prefer to do it before I go to sleep. So, anyway, thank you to everyone for joining us. I've personally enjoyed it. It would be nice if you all enjoyed it, but not essential. That sounded more mean than I meant it. I actually think the Mr. Tom Film Club was a roaring success.
It was kind of like in The Office when they had the Finer Things Club and they were reading books. So
yes,
it was a little bit less finer, but it was still excellent. It was excellent. We covered a lot of bases tonight. If you weren't entertained tonight, honestly, that's kind of on you at this point. We've done our part. This wasn't a tactical insight show. We just had fun. Arsenal got the 3 points, and that's all that matters.
There's other places. There will be other places on the internet where that match will be dissected to fucking death. But not tonight. Not at 12:30 in the UK. Not in my house.
I am capable of dissecting it. I just don't feel like dissecting it.
I'm 100% confident you could do exactly that. And hell, even Alonso can talk for 5 minutes about anything to do with a match.
Which we'll probably talk about Wednesday night on the Arsenal Tricks Galaxy podcast.
You're doing an Arsenal Truex Galaxy podcast?
Yeah, on Wednesday sometime.
What time?
5.
Oh, cool. So, no. Oh, that's going to be a problem. I had to wash my hair. Oh, no, I've got a hair washing date.
With Head and Shoulders.
You guys, the last time I watched you two do something together, I think it was a couple Wednesdays ago, and there was a great discussion about PS1 sports video games. It was an excellent discussion. So,
very kind of you, Spencer.
It was a quality entertainment. I enjoyed it.
I've never heard the words quality entertainment directed at me, so that was a rare one.
That was directed to Alonso.
Well, thank you, Spencer.
50%. I'll 50% part of it.
It's all good. It's all good.
But yeah, I'll send a link out whoever wants to join. But looking forward to it.
Yeah. I'll to be honest, in all seriousness, it will depend on how my day at work is going.
I hope it
There are
goes.
some days at work where I'm like, I want to do nothing. I want people at work to go fuck themselves. Today was one of those days. But I'd already committed to this. Those motherfuckers. Anyway, they're not going to see this. I'm hiding away on the Arsenal channel. It's not my channel. Sorry. I'm getting on my soapbox. They go fuck themselves. Sorry, what? Anyway, so thank you, Spencer. Thank you, Alonso Spencer.
Mhm.
The Spencers. And Holly, of course, as well. Yeah. But no, in all seriousness, the Julian Spencers, there you go. Thank you, Gary. Praise from Caesar himself. Maybe my voice will be back.
Did he watch the whole thing?
Yeah, Gary, did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It really was. It was fun. We had a good time, I think.
It was a blast.
Oh, he said it again and then added our names. Good job, y'all.
She's just
Don't talk like
lying.
that. Don't talk like that. I don't know why I said that like that.
Do you want to know the funny thing, though? I'll give you a little humor about the last comment. The more she drinks, the more it comes out. The southern drawl.
Yeehaw.
Yeah.
What Chris do you have, Gary? As soon as I press to end the show, I will be turning round to see the damage I caused by throwing the crisps. That's not a secret. Anyway, I couldn't help myself. Got caught up in a moment. But no, in all seriousness, we'll be back on Saturday. Spencer, are you working Saturday or?
No. I'm off this weekend, so I'll probably be in attendance. I know we have an early kickoff on Saturday, so
there's lots of early kickoffs on Saturday.
Yeah,
the entire championship ends at lunchtime in England.
So what? Yeah, I mean, so there's that. We'll see how you're feeling about the following week. So yeah, I kind of agree with BX's. I'm gonna tell you right now, one last statement. If we win the league this year, and the Kai Havertz discussion, who cares at this point? You won the league, so.
But you played for them. Anyway, we paid too much for him. Anyway, so again, in the interest of equality, Alonso Spencer, what are you planning this weekend?
So I planned on a show on Wednesday. Time to be announced at a later time tomorrow. I plan on being on I may be a late appearance on the Arsenal Fan Circle. Saturday, I plan on being on the Full Nelson podcast with you, Tom, and Tony the Tiger during the Backlash watch along. Sunday, I'm working, so.
I'm sorry, what? There's going to be a what? Sorry, there's going to be a Backlash watch along.
There's going to be a Backlash watch along with you and Tony the Tiger.
Wait, there's wrestling on Saturday night? What?
Yeah. Saturday afternoon, our time. Called and it's in Lyon, France.
Okay.
Didn't know that.
They did cheat their way to the championship. They did. They just did. The reality is, I believe Jamie Vardy scored majority of their goals tonight, and they're paying him $300,000 a week in the championship. I bet Rotherham don't pay out $300,000 a week to their entire squad. Leicester can go fuck themselves.
And you know what's going to happen? Leicester Foxes can go screw off. The Leicester Tigers, on the other hand. Anyway, yeah, I mean, you talk about imagine the points deduction the Premiership's going to give them when they come up.
And it won't benefit my team, who are indirectly affected by their failure of it 2 years running. Fuck them. Fuck them all. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to wish them dead or anything like that. But still.
Is Vardy really getting paid £300 or $300,000 a week?
I've seen it read on the internet, so it must be true.
Yeah.
Wow.
But in fairness, the thing that leads credibility to that is it's well known that Leicester did not have relegation wage cut clauses because they never thought they'd get relegated.
Yeah.
They were in the Champions League when they were handing these out.
Their wage bill for 2023 was £55 million.
Jesus.
Which is extortionate.
Vardy's on $80K a week, allegedly. Still a lot of money for a championship team. I mean, who else in the championship is even close?
I've seen things that say their wage bill was 80 million this year, and Leeds were 40. But we wouldn't that 40 wasn't going to foul.
Yeah,
the rules. But anyway, but it will next year if we don't go up, because ultimately the teams that cheated succeeded, and we failed. But anyway, the important thing is I want to go to fucking bed. Pardon my language, everyone. So FFP's a joke. Yeah, Alonso. I'm guessing that's is Vardy on a lot of money. Vardy has accomplished more and still gets overshadowed by everyone else. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
and
true.
They will get a point deduction next season and possible parachute money. Go figure. Yeah. Well, anyway, so I hope you all have a good week. I hope all your teams win apart from Stefan's. And it is what it is. It would be disingenuous for me to say anything else. But obviously, deep down, I know they are going to get what they need. And it is what it is. But yeah, thank you. I will. Thanks, Mum. Yeah. Sorry, this is still going because of me, isn't it? So yeah.
And I'll be doing an NFL draft recap one day this week. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do. It's probably just going to be going over the Broncos picks, but I'll probably just do it randomly and not tell anybody. Just do it. And just be like, "Oh, hey, he's live," because
yeah.
So.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're fine. It's time to go to bed. Take care, everybody.
Yeah, I want to find the outro though.
Enjoy the journey. Don't waste the trip. Enjoy the ride.
And I'll see you on the next one. This is where you can get to say something, Alonso.
Good night, everyone. Hope that we beat Bournemouth, and I hope Tom's Leeds win. And have a good week, everyone.
Life is a journey. Don't waste the trip.